Tonight, a news alert out of Pinellas County. Just hours ago, leaders confirmed hundreds of graves from a destroyed African-American cemetery lie below this Clearwater business.
10 Investigates Emerald Morrow has been tracking this process for nearly 3 years and was the first to break the story tonight. Emerald, at first, they estimated there were dozens of graves. Now they're talking more than 3 times that.
For years, archaeologists, they have been trying to figure out exactly how many graves are here on the property at Frank Crum, and they are closer than ever now to having those answers. And they confirmed to us today that there are at least 328 graves, not just here on the property, but also extending out to Missouri Avenue. The community knew this was coming, but had no idea what to expect.
They were buried wherever their loved ones could find a place to bury them.
Just 4 hours ago, archaeologists with Cardno presented this report to the Clearwater community, showing just how many graves they found from the St. Matthew's Baptist Church Cemetery along Missouri Avenue. Tonight's estimate of 328 graves includes the 70 they confirmed last year. The solid red lines in this image show where the archaeologists believe the graves are. The church started the cemetery in 1902 and it operated through the 1940s, but researchers say in 1955, pressure from developers drove the church to sell the land for $15,000. 2 years later, that developer flipped the property, making $110,000. Today, it's the site of the Frank Crum staffing firm. The owner told us last year, even though his company had no idea graves were there, he's ready to work toward a solution.
To me, it's the next logical step to find out, what the perimeter of the old cemetery was, how many possible remains we're talking about. I think we all recognize that, something happened back in the 50s, and the fact that remains were left here is an injustice, and I think everybody wants to make that right and try to handle that appropriately.
Emerald, this is a heartbreaking discovery for this community. What is next in this process?
The community has organized a committee so they can try to figure out how they want to see this space memorialized. The NAACP has also stepped in. Their job is to try to figure out how they can be a facilitator between the city, Frank Crum, and the community on how they move forward.
Well, this discovery is the latest of many grave sites across the Tampa Bay area. The first was Zion Cemetery in 2019, where archaeologists found nearly 300 graves at Robles Park Village and 2 neighboring businesses. Since then, more than 1,000 graves have been found at locations from St. Pete to Odessa. We have all of Emerald's investigations into these grave sites on 10tampabay.com.